Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker. I'm the head trader here. And in today's video, I wanted to make a breakdown on the momentum technical indicator. So the momentum indicator is a great way to identify strength, weakness, and direction within price patterns here on the chart. So here we are on the S&P 500 3-minute chart. And in this video, we're just going to kind of go through the chart, scan through the charts, identify some patterns in the price itself and in the momentum. And I'm going to show you how useful the momentum can be when it comes to identifying which way the patterns themselves are going to play out and how you can identify that direction before the move actually happens. So we'll look down here on the momentum. As you can see, it's pretty easy to identify patterns and trend lines here. So we can just draw some trend lines here. As you can see, this kind of falling wedge pattern we have on the S&P 500. As you can see, getting a breakout here in a bullish reversal pattern. Falling wedges are bullish reversals. And as you can see here in the price, getting a nice breakout here to the upside. Right? We have a bullish reversal in momentum, which did help us and lead to this bullish breakout here in price. And there is a pattern here. As you can see, this is pretty much the opposite pattern with a rising wedge instead of a falling wedge. And as you can see, getting our breakout here, right, in momentum, kind of draw our trend line here, getting our breakdown here in momentum to the downside, right, and then that does lead to the breakdown here in the price pattern in a reversal of the trend. So a really useful tool in order to identify which way the patterns are going to break out and which way the chart is most likely going to go. Like if there's a bullish reversal, like a breakout in momentum to the upside, that's most likely going to lead to a bullish move in the price. But if there's a bearish breakdown, right, to the downside, that's typically going to lead to a bearish move in price, right? And when you're using momentum, you can just kind of go through here. I mean, it's pretty easy to identify like charts and trends, right? As you can see, this kind of trend line we drew here on the momentum, as you see, getting a breakout here in the momentum to the down or to the upside, breaking through that zero line. As you can see, the price here getting a nice reversal to the upside here and getting a nice push up. It's a really useful tool in order to identify, the trends, right, and to help verify your trade ideas, right? So say you're on the S&P 5, looking at the S&P 500 here, and you identify this really nice downtrend line, right? And you go into the momentum and you identify the same downtrend. You usually get momentum breaking out of the trends before the price does, because typically the momentum does lead the price. So you see a momentum break to the upside here, and you see the price approaching this downtrend line, and you're expecting it to break to the upside and for a reversal here in price, right? This would be a good idea or a good way to identify that this trend line is going to break here, right? Because you're already getting a momentum break and reversal to the upside, which did lead, right, before the price actually broke out to the upside. So it's a great way to identify direction and if your patterns are going to play out how you think they're going to do. It's a great way to validate your ideas, right, for your trades. But as you can see here, we can just kind of draw this kind of pattern here. And as you can see, you can kind of draw the same downtrend line here on momentum. You get a breakout here in momentum to the upside, right? Still holding above this downtrend, but you're still making lower lows here on price, right? But then you get your breakout here to the upside with momentum getting back above that zero line and holding that zero line, which did lead to a really nice uptrend here. So if you identify this, you can see you're getting a bullish reversal here in price or in momentum. You can assume here that the price is going to reverse here soon. Even though this is pushing to new lows, right? When you do get this breakout here, this would be a good way to verify that this is going to be a reversal, because you've already gotten this kind of reversal here in momentum. So this would have been a nice entry point for call options to take advantage of this move to the upside. Right here, we can look at this pattern. Right? See, this was more of a lot of the times the patterns on the momentum and the price will be fairly similar, but sometimes they're not. Like sometimes they're separate patterns, but it's still applicable, right? If you see the pattern forming on momentum, even though it's different than the price, it's still useful to identify like breakouts and reversal points. Because as you can see here, this is a different price or a different pattern here um, on momentum. Even though you're having like this downtrend line here, you're kind of having this like just kind of resistance line here. But as you get the breakout here, right, you do get the breakout here in price, which did lead to a slight move to the upside here before coming back for a retest of that trend line. But yeah, now we can zoom out here to like the 2-hour chart. And once you zoom out, it becomes really useful in identifying patterns and like direction for the patterns before it actually plays out for, like swing trading and, just directional to give you good direction for your intraday trades. So, you're shorting when you should be shorting and getting long when you should be getting long and not vice versa. So for example here, as you can see, we can just draw out this price pattern here on the S&P 500. As you can see, you kind of have this ascending channel here, and we can come down here to the momentum and draw out our same pattern down here. So as you can see, you have the ascending channel here on the 2-hour chart, and you have it down here as well on the momentum, but you do get a momentum break to the downside, right? While price is still inside of the pattern. So this is a leading indicator, right? So you see this breakdown to the downside in momentum. That should give you a good idea that this pattern is about to play out, but it's going to play out to the downside, right? Because you already had a momentum break to the downside. So when you did get that price break to the downside, you could have bought a bunch of put options here to take advantage of this move to the downside because you already had that confirmation here on momentum that this was going to be a nice move to the downside, right? So it's a good way to identify direction for the patterns and, the which way the price is most likely going to go before the move actually happens, right? So we can just kind of scan through here. We can use this consolidation pattern down here. We kind of draw our trend lines again. So as you can see, this kind of flag formation here, this kind of pennant pattern, we can come down here to the momentum and kind of draw the same. So as you can see, the momentum coming down and holding the trend line just like the prices, but then you get your breakout here in momentum with a breakout in price. So it would have been a nice play here, to take advantage of a move to the upside, coming back for a retest of the momentum, getting a retest of that breakout point, right, and getting a retest here on price as well. So this would have been a nice opportunity for call options to take advantage of this continuation to the upside here, with the momentum bouncing off support and the price bouncing off of support as well. And you don't have to just draw like full patterns either. You can just use basic trend lines, right? So like here, for example, on momentum, you can just come down here, you can just come draw the trend line, right? And you see your breakdown of this trend line, which did lead to this breakdown here in price, right? You get a breakdown in momentum here, but you don't get your breakdown in price until later, until the momentum's already broken down. So you can see the breakdown in momentum beforehand, right? Because it typically leads price, momentum does. So you identify this breakdown here in momentum, which is bearish, right? And then you have a good idea that this pattern is eventually going to roll over, kind of breaking to the downside here, giving you an opportunity for, maybe put options to fade back down here to these lows. Right, and we can come down here and you can draw this pattern as well. As you can see, this downtrend pattern here. As you can see, the price downtrending, getting a breakout here in momentum to the upside, which was a good indication here that there was going to be some type of bullish reversal here. And as you can see, the price getting a nice pop up here in price. But yeah, I hope this video helps you guys understand momentum and how useful it can be for identifying direction with your patterns, right? And trend lines. And, because momentum does typically like to, lead price. So, like, for example, here that we talked about earlier, the breakdown in momentum before you got the breakdown in price to the downside. But, yeah, I hope this video helps you guys understand how useful momentum can be. And I hope this video helps you guys understand how to use it, how to chart it, and how to apply it to your day trading. But appreciate y'all watching, and I will talk to y'all later.